Good morning and welcome to the Early Bird. And here we're looking at the Dow Jones on a 5-minute chart, and we've seen the rally across all indices push to the upside. So we're looking for a little bit more development in their patterns, but we'd be looking at something like a three-wave correction in terms of an A and a B and a C wave. So for the Dow Jones, we can expect a retest of the 12.1 or within group 1 of the 100 here, the 12,100, and then another push up. The upside to the Dow Jones is that the 12.3 here and the 12.272 here, this whole zone here is really the supply level where the resistance is. Sellers sitting, so we'll see. It could fail anywhere from within here, and this is only the sort of the 23.6% sort of retracement level of the move of the last move down. So yeah. Also, this move coming up through here is on pretty much low volume. That's the daily volume there from last night. So we can see that it's much lower than the previous days here. So it's not that encouraging in terms, but we kind of expect that from this rally here because it's more of a technical rally, I guess, more than anything else. But yeah, we have to look at the retracement levels, and the supply really comes in around the 12,272 and the 12.3 there. So we just need a bit of time to see how it develops within here. We could expect our local markets to rally further. I'll have a look at those. The S&P 500. I feel that there's like a lot of resistance at the 1300 here. So 1300 to the first minor level above that, the 1310 would be about sort of its limit there because it's just quite strong. So we don't expect a big rally in the US markets, but we'll see how we go. And here we knew the support was once again the subgroup 2 here, but the 1272 in here. That's what we're looking at that point there. With our local markets, this is the futures market, the SPY. So we've had pretty much a clear sort of 5 waves up through here. So we would expect some sort of ABC pattern across the 4-6 here before there's any push further up. I have to point out that it certainly can fail from the 4-6, but we're actually expecting it higher at the 4-7 in terms of a move, another move higher. So just to sort of, while we're here, just sort of point a few things out. The 45.50, I might have written that wrong in the early bird actually, but anyway, the 45.50 you can see here is the important sort of level here to work with, and that would be the current support situation. As it develops further, we should see support come in at the 65.72 and the 80 here. It just needs to be sort of retested, and it can do that from hitting the 4-6 and then coming back. It could even do it from above the 4-6 within group 1 above the 4-6 there, so the 10, 20 and 30 there, and yeah, that's showing up from in here. So we should get a reflection of this situation in here over here. So yeah, on the cash market, we'd be looking for, we knew that the 4-5 was the support level here. We're seeing a 5-wave structure up through here, a 3 back, so we'll continue to see this build. This is a bit of a building pattern through here, so we'll see that continue higher. How high? Well, looking at the daily chart here, just to give you an idea, so that was just that little pattern in here we're looking at. We should see, excuse me, I've got a bit of a cold, but we should see, looking for a 5-wave structure up through here. Now, the obvious place would be the old high here, so we can just sort of just loosely put in 4.7 there, but there's a lot of there's lots of resistance points along the way there in different ways of looking at this here. But and I was sort of thinking that from the 46.50 to the 46.72, that would be where the real sort of resistance and the supply is. So we'll see how we go. I mean, first things first, the futures and the cash market need to catch up, so they'll catch up around the 4600 here. If we close on stronger volume today on Friday, then we've got that volume support to support us on the Monday to get that follow through there. The other thing that can push us up through today as well is the China trade figures that are coming out should be higher, and that should be positive. So we should see a jump there as well. If you're looking for stocks to trade to the upside, then try and look for nice sort of setups. I always like the switch pattern to buy on the lows. The switch pattern, this is just Woolies here, but just as any stock, just as this is just an example, as a stock moves up through here and then drifts back down through here, then looking to take a particular high out through here, because this is a move up, hits supply, comes back, finds demand, and then we just need an excuse for it to move up through there. So yeah, this pattern is called the switch, so you can use it intraday, weekly, whatever, but it's more of a volume sort of setup, really. One of the things on this as well, I don't have the volume on this chart, but I know that this bar here has strong volume coming down, where this one just has light volume going up. So what you would be looking for normally is that this bar to come down here on low volume, and this one to push up on stronger volume. So in here, this should have higher volume, and this one should have lower volume. That would be a better setup. But in this case here, we've got stronger volume coming down and lower volume going up. So just be aware of the volume situation, because that confirms price action. But this particular pattern here has got a very high probability of success. There will be a few of them out there. I was just wondering if... I did see another one. I can't remember where I've seen it now. No, it wasn't there. Anyway, I can have a little bit look later on that. Let's move along a little bit. So... indices, we were expecting indices to find their lows, and the 4.5 on our local market, the 12,000 on the Dow Jones, the 1272 subgroup 2 on the S&P 500, the 5.8, 5.772 on the FTSE here, and we're seeing these rallies move up. Like I mentioned, they're on lower volume, but we also need to see more of their structures. So we'll see how the Dow Jones sits on the 12,100, and there's strong resistance on the S&P 500 at 1,300 there. So not expecting the US or the Europe rallies to move that far. The Asians have got a bit more to go in that. But one of the interesting things will be just to see their development, like the FTSE here. We can see that this move up here could be 1 or A, but if it's just the wave, if it's wave 1 here, then we'll have a wave 2 back through here, and we're looking for this third wave to move up through here. We'll see some sort of fourth wave move in through here, and then if we get the fifth wave here. So if we do get this, if we do get 5 waves up through here, this 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, then we'll get an ABC correction through here, and then we'll see another 5 move up. So in some cases, like the FTSE and like our market as well, we'd be looking for this can just go to here and fail, okay, as an ABC correction. But if it gives us 5 waves up to here, then we'll have 3 back, and then we'll have another 5 up. So there can be a bit of distance in all of this, so it could turn out quite positive. And as I mentioned here on the XJO that we can go up to close to the 4.7. We just need to go one step at a time. So let's see how the Dow finds support at 12.1, and let's see how we develop support at 4.6 as well. The futures markets, starting with oil here, I think it's a good idea to have a look at the 4-hour chart on oil, just to get a bit of a clear picture on the wave count there. This is just another wave count here for oil as well, and it works out quite a nice triangle pattern. A triangle pattern is a 5-wave structure in terms of the A, the B, the C, the D, and the E wave here, and then they complete and then move down from that. And a 5-wave structure as a triangle in Elliott terms has always got it's got each wave structure here would be in 3 waves. So in terms of like an A and a B and a C wave for that A, then an A and a B and a C here for this B, and this A, this B, and this C for this C here, and then down for the A, the B, and the C for the D wave here, and we're looking up for the E wave now. So all these waves are getting smaller. So we could be looking as an A and a B and a C to finish here for the E, and we fold down from that point, or we get the 5 waves in here, which would make the A wave, then the B wave, then the C wave. Sometimes it can break out of the triangle here and become a bull trap, but would be looking for wave 2 and an E wave in this sort of area here, and then for it to roll over through there. So basically a retest of 100, then a push up, failing to make new highs, and then rolling over. Now, the reason I'm pointing this out for is that if this is the case, then once we get this move to here, then this move up and a failing to here, then we'll be looking to short through here and definitely under the 100 and definitely through here. So that's something to look out for. But basically any move under the 100 here and we'll be onto it. Okay, so just running you through that setup that's in Elliott terms that's falling into place there. The copper market here, as you know, we've been treating this as a 4th wave and having this high in here, and we've seen it moving down and so forth. But there's still while it's above 400, the medium level here, it still can be viewed as a positive move to the upside. And in this particular case, it would be a positive move to the upside would be 5 waves down for an A wave, then a B wave, and then 5 waves to be a C wave here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 for the C, and then we can see this push up through here. So that's one scenario. The other scenario is that we've got the wave 1 down through here in 5 waves, the ABC back up through here, and it's working its way lower through here. So we've been waiting all the way through here, so we haven't really gotten anywhere really, just a lot of chit chat. But it will unfold to a certain point where we can eliminate one of the wave structures and we can move on from that. But we can't move any further from here at this point in time. But look, if we do see this move up through the 415, the 420, then we're going to see our resources stocks push further to the upside, and and then we can move in on that. So above 415 here, we can start looking at some of those resource stocks, and we're looking at AGO last night with some friends, and there's a nice big daily triangle pattern there that might be worth looking at for the long side. However, finding support on the 415 here would be part of that for all the resource sectors there. BHP in the US has hit 90, which is also a medium level like the 400 here. So we've seen a bounce off that last night with BHP in the US up about 1.5%. So we'll see how that settles in on its support there and moves up through there. So support on 93 on US BHP would be the trigger for the upside there. So it's just under that at the moment, but something worth looking at. The gold market here, it's well, what can we say here? We figured that in a bit of an odd way, when these little patterns were occurring through here, that gold was following stock, and that seems to be the case sort of at the moment. Now, the only pressure for this to come for the downside here would be the US dollar index moving to the upside, and which the US dollar index is moving to the upside. So there is going to be pressure on this, but this whole scenario through here looks like a corrective pattern, so we'll just keep that in play there, as this is a C wave and we're looking for 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 to the upside here to eventually find support on the 1550 here. And if that is the case, and we are going to have a rally in the ASX and the Asian markets, then the gold will push up nice and strong from that point there. And we'll just need to watch the base metals rather, and these precious metals as well. But yeah, we'll see how we go with that. So it just needs to sort itself out a little bit. But we could say from here on in that the 1540 may get retested here, but we can lift our game up levels up here. The 1530, we can sort of lift that up to the 1535 now, quite sort of safely, even a bit sort of higher within here. But once the 40 gets retested, if that's going to be the case, then we can lift it up to that point there. So yeah, getting there, looking sort of positive, but any push to the upside will also create a larger trend to the upside as well, and that's what we're sort of keeping our fingers crossed there. But anyway, point being, if this moves up through here, then our gold stocks would be worth a look, because yeah, the Australian dollar's a little bit sort of softer there, but once again, that's got support as well. So if we just have a quick look at that, first of all, we've got the US dollar index here. Yesterday we were looking at this little pattern moving up through here. We could see that it was positive. We could see the move back through here. We drew a few squiggly lines across here yesterday, just basically pointing out that we'd be looking for some sort of support across here. This push up through here was Europe keeping their rates on hold because of high commodity and energy prices. So yeah, that was that push up through there, which reflected it into the downside on the euro. But what we're trying to figure out here is that do we have a low in place here? And we need to see the evidence of that. And two ways of seeing evidence for us, well, three really. One is volume, one is price, and one is the pattern, the structure of pattern. So the price at the 74 here is confirming that to some degree. We would need to see this come back as support now in testing that. The other structure we'll need to see, we're looking for 5 waves up through here, which is probably a little bit sort of clearer on the euro. We'll get to that in a minute, but there's only 3 waves so far. So when we look at the euro here, you can see that yesterday we had 5 waves down. We're looking for a corrective move back up through here. Came very close to the 61.8% mark in there, so all's sort of well there, but we can just use the levels in terms of supply. And then we're looking for wave 3 to come down through here. So wave 3 certainly showing the personality of a wave 3. But we'll see how we go from that. That was just keeping rates on hold there. So a news event, but that's fine too. But what we're looking for is 5 waves in terms of 1, 2, 3, still continue down through here, and then a 4, and then 5. So we're looking for a bigger 5-wave structure in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once we've got that 5 waves, then we can consider more so a top being in place for the euro and a top low being in place for the US dollar. So anyway, further to go. Any trading through here, I just suggest that wait for the 145 to become the resistance, and then start moving in through down here with the 145 as a retested resistance through here. So be very careful to the upside through here. The Australian dollar, let's come back into the bigger picture here. Look, if we've always sort of figured that it would go up into the higher ground up through here, but the pattern just got really messy through here, and we couldn't really go long until we're above this price here. But what's always sort of bugged us is is this move here, this B wave, this pattern through here. It's more likely that it's in a three-wave pattern here, which is corrective. So it makes all of this corrective through here. So an A and a smaller B and a larger B here, and then a C wave here. So we can certainly rally from here. So just be aware of that, and would be doing that this would be moving in line with our ASX as well. So a couple of points here is that that first of all, the 106 has got to stay in place. Yep, because otherwise we'll be getting overlapping wave structures. The second thing to do in terms of trading is the top of subgroup 1 becoming support. So 10, 20 and 30. If this becomes support here on 30, then we can look to further upside as well. There is a lot of resistance as we're coming up through here. So that's going to be a bit of a difficult one. So just looking on the 2-minute chart here. Let me just have a cruise in through here. Right, so where we are up to today here, if we find support on the 30 here, yep, if this gets back up here and finds support, then we can move to the upside. And the reason I say that now and not like sort of over here is quite simply the pattern, because the pattern would be an A wave, a B wave and a C wave here, and this would be in 5 waves. Here's a C wave in terms of the strong third down, the A, B, C for the 4th and the 5th. So we see any climbing up through here, any support on the 30, then we can move up from that, and then you'd be looking at the 20 as support here. So if that finds support on the 30, then that's fine. And what sort of pattern that you'd be looking for here is that this is just swung straight up through there, so the distance that goes above will be the distance that goes below. So it should vibrate across here, but eventually when you can recognize that it has support, that would be the point to go long at that point, because you need the correction at the levels, just like having the correction at the top of group 1, and that's what happens at top of group 1. This is typical of subgroup 1 here, finding support on the 10 here, and the idea is to trade it to the 3 there and get out, right? Then wait for support. And sure, you got support here, you may have traded into here, eventually sort of had a loss here, but then you can see that later on that the ABC pattern has become much larger. But once you know that, then you can move in from that. So you've got the A, the B and the C, looking for up for wave 1, wave 2 to come back and sit into here somewhere, and then looking for wave 3 and 4 to move up through there, and following equities up today. So also look for that China report on the trade balance, which is expected to be up quite strong. So yeah, from 11 billion to 19 billion. So a nice strong move could be expected from that. So be set up, be ready, enjoy the weekend. Thank you.